6:27 p.m. August 16th, 2024. I'm up now. I was sleeping between 2 to 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the white Chevy van parked in the drive, half mile north of Fairbank, Iowa on V68. Still in the van parked here. I turned it around. I was in the van since 8:25 p.m. on August 15th. I pulled back in from being gone. I was down in Independence, O-Line in Independence, Fairbank, O-Line in Independence, and the Amish store yesterday. Pulled it back into the drive at 8:25, half mile north of Fairbank, Iowa on V68, and was asleep in it from 2 to 3 a.m. to about 11 a.m. It was indicated I tried to defraud an insurance company. I've had no dealings with any insurance company since 2020 when I collected on the F-150 that was totaled on the property here by myself with no one else involved. If anyone else claimed to be involved, it was Stage Lies back then in 2020 with the yellow F-150. That was my truck. It was totaled on the property here. Transmission or motor was a big hole put in. I can't remember if it was the transmission or the motor because I just briefly looked underneath it. It wouldn't move, so I think it was the transmission because I think it started. So it's just hard to remember that far back on something like that, which wasn't important to me. So why it wouldn't move, but that's the only insurance collection I've had. I have to communicate with insurance on my uncle's death, but that hasn't happened yet. I have an attorney for that, so already contacted the attorney, so they know who I am. But I'm still here, half mile north of Fairbank, Iowa on V68. Whatever the criminal fraud has been doing, I saw the fraud named Justin drive by in his white pickup here a little bit ago, going toward Fairbank. I've never had any connection to any Justin whatsoever for any reason. Anyone that claims so is a criminal, staging lies. So, and I'm not afraid of any of them. And they've tried to intimidate me with their actions before, but that's not going to work. What else? I made a big long audio, and then I accidentally put the guy's name in it that owned the mobile home prior to signing it over to me in 2019. Steve looks like Santa Claus, basically. He's a big, heavy guy, in his 70s, that I signed over the Prius to. He lives in Orem, Iowa. He'll never live anywhere else. I mean, he's pretty much settled in Orem, Iowa. He's got 2 or 3 different properties in Orem, Iowa. He's not going to leave there. So whoever the other Steve is in his 20s, 30s, or 40s, that's criminal. He's portraying to be someone connected to me that never was. He never had any connection to the mobile home. If he claims so, he's a criminal and needs to be punished, and I get everything he owns that has been associated with me in any way that he said. So I don't know who that lying crap sack is. That it's not the guy that lives in Orem. So every time I mention someone, these jackasses come up with a criminal fraud to stage lies because they have no honor, no integrity, courageousless cowards. So that's what they are. I'm a truth teller. I live in the truth. I'm a man. If you don't live in the truth, you're not a man and you're not an adult. You're a 3 to 4 year old arrested development child. And that's what you are. And more than likely, you're dipshit quipping your way through life. Stupid jokes based on staged lies or denigrations. That's the way you get through life. I get through life in truth. I can look at myself in the mirror honestly and like myself. You people have to live in fantasy fairyland in order to like yourselves. I don't know what else to say. X.com/WADES2ND. I continue to post 30 to 40 times on there. Been locked out of X.com/Wade yes for about 3 weeks or so, 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know exactly. They crack. I'm pretty sure the criminals cracked my screen on my other phone, and that's why I can't get into it. Actually, I don't even see. There it is. Okay, it's here, but I can't get into my other phone. So if anybody's communicated from those two accounts, it's criminals. As you can see, there's been no posts for 3 to 4 weeks in those accounts. So if anybody's communicating through any of the Gmail or YouTube or X on that phone, I don't even have access to the phone since 3 to 4 weeks ago. So. Wade Allen Heineman, x.com/WADES2ND, youtube.com/@ IAMWADEHEINEMAN. That's where this audio only will appear. I've been doing audio onlys pretty much exclusively recently due to the frauds, digital deceivers putting huge wrinkles under my eyes and making my face look really aged on videos that I upload for YouTube. So it does me no good for identity, and that's the only reason I'm doing it, is for identity, to combat the criminal frauds, the ones that dipshit quip their way through life with no honor and no integrity, childish behavior. You got to be living the truth to be a man. And these people trying to claim I'm, going through school again. People are teaching me, saying things. No, it's not happening. They're delusional, living in their fantasy fairyland. I'm a man. I live in truth. I don't need to be taught anything. I'm wiser than they are. I have 161 IQ. That's in the top 0.2% of all people. So I'm smarter than most of them, pretty much all of them, in IQ capacity. I have a I have a inability to understand certain social situations, which makes it very difficult to combat a network of frauds by myself, because I was already deficient in that type of thing. Going back to high school, I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm not proud of it. It's just something that's part of me. I'm 161 IQ, very smart spatially, in science, math, English, poetry, obviously. But the thing I'm lacking is ability to understand certain social things, and it takes me a day or two sometimes to understand things that people understand immediately socially. And that's the difference between me being a very high IQ and spatial understanding, and someone that is higher IQ and social understanding but lower IQ and spatial understanding compared to me. So we're different people. Try to call me an animal or whatever. There's a lot of men that would their lives would look like mine if they didn't have a woman in their lives to organize themselves, and they know that. I just haven't found a wife, or I haven't found a woman that, whether it's a wife or a girlfriend, that is the other. And there's an aspect of making someone. I don't need anybody to make me, quote, whole, but I do need a female. I don't want to be single my whole life, and I wasn't from 1991 to 2015, and there's no reason that I should be denied having a girlfriend, because I have never been abusive to any woman in my entire life. Whatever the stage lies, those women need to go to prison for a while and cry their eyes out in prison for telling lies about me, because I've never been abusive to a woman in my entire life. I have PTSD that I vent at YouTube indications or X indications or radio indications for the last 8 years or so, because I have PTSD and I'm alone and I have nobody to talk to, and it's very frustrating. My life is, because I'm isolated and alone, and I would never be with a male transgender child. A gay guy just drove by. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in gays. I'm not interested in males. I'm not interested in children. I'm not interested in transgender. If someone tricks you for a while, you know, online or something, I don't know, but the woman, the Filipina from 2013, 2014 was a natural female. She was a cam model prior to me knowing her, and I accidentally saw her nude. Not that I didn't want to, or I didn't want to see her nude because I became interested in her out, as a romance. And it ended up being kind of a romance friendship. And she called me husband. And then I ended up calling her wife because I thought she was joking, but it was something that I did after I was engaged in 2013. I broke up with my ex-fiance, never had done online chatting before, and I haven't done it since like that, 2013 to 2014. Not done it since that time because it doesn't get me anywhere. It was at that time I was confused about some things worldwide, things that I learned, and my ex fiance and I had just broken up. We were together 7 years, so as everybody knows, when you're married or together with somebody for that long, there's a winding down period that your life is changing, so you're trying to figure out what you're doing, and that's kind of what it was in 2013, 2014. I was with her 7 years, and we were trying to make it work. We just didn't try hard enough, or it wasn't in us to make it work for each other. And that's the reality of that. There's still 2 vehicles on the yard here that are in her name, my ex-fiance from 2017 or 20 for 7 years between 2006 and 2013 that are still in the yard here that I did some work to, and they're in her name. The purchase was done by her. I did some work to them, so they're kind of, you know, anyway, that's the situation with those. That's why they're here. My ex girlfriend has a vehicle here that I've told her she could pick up a long time ago for Monticello, Iowa. Jennifer. Both of my recent exes, were named Jennifer from 2014 and 2006 to 2013. So if people get those confused, it's 2 separate women. One from Monticello, one from Waterloo, Cedar Falls. The one from Waterloo, Cedar Falls, the one I dated for 7 years. The one from Monticello, I only dated about 6 months, a little more than 6 months. I have green eyes, not blue, 10.7-inch hands, 52 years old, 6'1". I'm still here, half mile north of Fairbank, Iowa, in the white Chevy van. I pulled in last night, 8:25 p.m., slept in it from 2 to 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm still in it since 8:25 p.m., and I was in it before that, driving around Fairbank, Owine, Independence, doing some different things. Have had the tow dolly attached to it since I towed the Prius home on the 11th. I did not drive the Prius after August 9th. Wade Allen Heineman signing off again, youtube.com/@symbol IAM WADEHEINEMAN. I will delete the other audio, so if frauds take parts of that, I'm going to delete it off my YouTube because I mentioned the last name of Steve and Orrin, which I didn't intend to do. So I will erase that video once this one is loaded.